Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check.
We out here, cut.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live.
We're actually recording?
Oh yeah, we are live.
Now I feel like an idiot. I thought we were just doing a mic check, guy.
Microphone check. Welcome to the show. It is sometime in August.
Oh, I thought that like
episode
34?
34. I thought it was 33.
Well, you know what?
Whatever, we're cruising.
I
this
think
season.
We are cruising towards the end of the season.
I wouldn't call it cruising.
We are, we
Cruising
really are.
suggests
Really
it's
a
smooth
snail's
and
pace.
consistent.
But we are cruising towards 50 episodes, which is when at some point we're gonna get a camera set up. So
Cameras are up. We'll probably get
people will be able to see our faces, and that's where things.
That is
Oh,
really
wait.
change.
Then we need a definite date for that because I got to make sure that I'm Fab Five.
I am going to adapt
My
some type of skin
wardrobe, my
regimen.
hair, yeah, definitely
something's
mask.
going to
Yeah,
happen.
I'm starting today. I'm gonna after
Charcoal
this, after I
teeth
finish this
whitening.
beer.
100%.
After I finish this beer,
Cleanse,
starting today,
detox.
it's full diet.
Because that would insinuate if we actually we're
Sober.
16 weeks away.
Yeah.
Sober September. Full effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome to the show. It's Rom, Gavin, Angelo. I feel like we haven't done that in a while. We'll say hi, guys. Say hello.
So,
Okay. So,
where
the last
what's
time-
on the menu?
last episode, I think we discussed
Euphoria
and
the
Boys,
and
right?
basically
Right.
this week.
This week, I actually do think that we're on episode 34.
I knew it.
think
I
I might
said
be
34. I'm always right.
The
and
last
you all
episode
need to
that I have
recognize and
notes
come
on
correct.
is 32. But.
Yeah, it's 34. It's episode 34.
Okay, so the last episode we talked about The Boys, the first half of The Boys. I think we should finish off discussion of The Boys because the more people that I talk to about it that have started to watch it, the more I'm getting really positive
Same.
responses.
Yeah. Same.
I talked to about 2 or 3 people at work that were like, they came up to me and they're like, have you seen that show The Boys on Amazon?
It might be I think it's supposed to be like the most successful series for Amazon.
It is.
So
It is.
definitely.
I was gonna bring
That's
that up.
cool.
That they've also it's also the highest rated Amazon show.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
kudos to them.
Absolutely.
Kudos to Amazon for seeing the potential in that. Yeah. So everyone that's telling me, they're like, holy shit! Like, have you seen this Boys shit? It's awesome. It's got everything.
It does.
And
It's a
I
fun
tell
show.
them like, yeah, the second that we saw the trailer, I was like, I have to see that show.
Yeah.
Oh, same. That's when I got into the comic. I was like, this is
Exactly.
a comic. Let me go read all
Right.
that shit.
When I saw the comic, I think that's when I was like, all right, well, if it's half as entertaining as
Right.
these few pages, it's going to be amazing.
Exactly. So
And it delivered.
we left off. I think it was the halfway point. I think it was episode 4.
Right.
At this point, I'm kind of blanking on even what happens.
That's a great segue into the segment. So we're gonna talk about the second half of The Boys. I don't remember it, but here we go.
I'll actually let Gab, who's got the better memory, take over.
You're gonna do me dirty like that?
And now Gab's on
yeah.
the spot.
Really, the only thing that kind of like comes to mind
Because what episode was the dolphin thing?
that was episode 4.
That was episode 4.
I think that was 4. The Spice Girls
Yes, it
dolphin
was.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the moment where I was already on board for the
Right.
show forever, but after that moment, I was like, I'm never leaving this show.
Solidified. Yeah.
The show,
Yes.
it really sums up the tone and like the mission statement of the series. Rescuing a dolphin
Yeah,
that wants
correct.
to fuck a superhero, hits the brakes so the dolphin goes out of the windshield and then violently meets its end
Yep.
by a giant truck while the
Promptly-
Spice Girls play.
Promptly
Yeah.
run over.
Yeah.
Like, it just completely encapsulates what the show is. I think we talked about briefly in the last episode that I found that the comics are actually way more like sexually, like it's very sexual,
Right.
and graphic, almost like pornographic in the comic.
Right.
And so there's even that there's like a mini-series run.
Yeah.
There's a mini-series run in the comic of like a weekend where all the supers have an orgy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
they're
remember
gonna
you
do
talking
like that.
about
You're
that.
saying
Yeah.
like they're going to make an episode based off
For
of that.
season
Oh, it's
3,
going to be
yeah.
fucking great.
Oh, they said they are? Or?
No, they will.
Oh, they
for
will.
the third,
Wow.
but it's for the third
Third
season.
season.
Gotcha,
We're going to get through
gotcha.
all the trivial stuff that happened.
Because season 2 is already into production. For the second half of the first season, the things that most stick out for me is, I guess, the ending of it
Yeah.
is what you really get with what's his face.
I think what they really did was, now that it's kind of like slowly coming back to me, it's like I remember, you start to get more of an idea of what is really going on with the blonde lady that's the
head
one,
of Vought.
the head of Vought.
Elizabeth Shue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Lot of
main
agenda.
superhero, the Superman guy.
Homelander. Yo, Ramel, do you need like a Tylenol or
Let's get
something?
some flashcards out.
Yeah. And
Some notes.
what happens with the wife of
Butcher.
Yeah. Because that's kind of like it's talked about in the first half of the show, but isn't really touched on too much, other than Butcher is just mad about it.
Yeah, and like you
And
kind
about
of
his
almost
wife-
see,
his
you
wife
kind of get
disappearing.
Butcher's like his like where he's kind of like where all this started. Like you kind of get his motive for for why he's.
So
doing
we find
all
out
this
that
shit.
the motive is because his wife got supposedly raped by Overlander or whatever the hell his name was.
Homelander. Good.
Overlander.
Jesus Christ.
You delve more into that, and then you kind of even towards the end you question,
What actually happened?
was she raped? Was she not raped?
Because it looked like it was consensual when she
It
walked
looked
out.
to me like that was consensual.
And then, but even Homelander even says like, "Hey, man, she came 3 times. You know how hard I had to work for." It's like, what the fuck? You know,
But
so-
I'm starting to, and now the thing is, there's a very big clue in the show that tells you that was a lie, and that was when what's her face has sex with him in her office. He nuts in like 5 seconds.
5 seconds, exactly.
Oh, right.
So
right.
it doesn't.
Yeah, but is that because
it's her?
It's her. It's what I'm saying. Because he's got this
I don't
weird
think
connection
so.
I don't
with her.
think so.
Because she kept saying how like he was like a special boy and stuff like that. So it's like, okay.
I do think that he had sex with what's like obviously they
Becca, I
had
think her
sex
name was?
and like, but I do think it was consensual. I don't think it was rape because what I like about Homelander is it's like they take the Superman myth and like pervert it.
Right.
He was a kid that was like a science experiment that obviously was never loved, and the scientist guy even, and this is where I have a theory for the second season, or at least for the story that we don't really get an answer. He's like, our biggest mistake was we should have put you like in a home with someone. You should have been loved by a family, because it's true. You essentially created like the most powerful weapon on Earth that was denied human affection, so he's fucked in the head.
Right.
And hence why like he has this weird, it's sexual, but it's an Oedipus complex that he has with the woman from Vought.
Right.
Like where she's putting her thumb, so it's like he's sucking her tit.
Yeah, yes.
Or that like he's jealous of the baby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or that...
That's what I thought. I thought the whole time that he was... I knew from the beginning, and like you see the connection between him and the baby.
Right.
The anger that he has and the resentment.
He's
almost.
jealous of it.
And
He's
you see the jealousy of it.
And even...
But then I was looking at it as, he thinks that this woman is like his mom, and then they have the scene where it's like she's she's putting his tit on him, and you're like, oh, now he's really like, this is weird. This is just like him thinking. But then after that, it was like when they fucked, and you're like, oh, okay, well then maybe there's like this weird.
No, it's both. It's an Oedipus
both.
complex.
Yeah.
And I mean like not to shoot any guns here, but a lot of actual like men in real life to some degree are just looking to marry their moms.
Sure. Yeah. That's all psychological.
Someone to wash their laundry, someone to cook for them, someone to do all things that mom did.
That's
but
all
you can't
psychological.
fuck your mom, so that's why you get married.
Which is the same. It's the same thing with girls. Girls usually want to marry guys
someone
like their
who
dad.
like their father. Exactly.
For better or for worse.
Yes. Right.
You marry your
Correct.
father.
Yes.
It's the same thing. That's a different discussion. But so he has that Oedipus complex with her. So, but I do think that it was consensual, the relationship that he had with the woman. Now, here's my thing. I don't think it was her decision to just disappear and never tell Butcher.
Correct.
I think that she was put in hiding
to
raise that son in the condition that was denied to Homelander. To
100%.
raise him with love and support.
So as
that
to
when
get a Homelander that's normal.
To have a Homelander that is good of heart, and that when he became of age, he could take out the real one.
Exactly.
Oh, that actually
That actually
Good
makes a lot
theory,
of
Gab.
sense. That's a great theory.
I
That's
read
a
a lot
great
of
theory.
comics.
That's a great
Thank you very much.
That's a great theory.
I think that's what
But-
it is. But as a child, he's too young. So the only way to protect the kid
Right.
is that they need to be kept in hiding. So
Right.
no
Of
one
course,
can
of
know
course.
that the kid's alive or that
Right.
she's alive. But she's his mom, so he needs to grow up
And
with
what
that
better way?
nurturing-
What better person to do that than his actual
Than
mom,
his own
Exactly.
mother.
as opposed to just like an artificial family that you can put
Exactly, and because that would create its own layers of bullshit and its
him
own
in. Right.
layers
Especially
of,
once he found out, oh, I'm not really. It's not really my
and
family.
then I
so
want
all
to know
this
where I
bullshit.
came from, so
Yeah.
I think it's better, and I think that's why they did it that way. But I do think it was consensual. I think she wanted to have sex with him.
Who was in charge of, you think, sending Becca and the unborn kid, his son, away? Was
Vaught.
that
I think it
would
was
have
the
been Madeline?
scientist and the woman. I
Right,
think they were
okay.
all in on it.
Well, because and then he even says, like, in that one episode, it's like he ran both of their stories, and there was just little
One
detail
detail that
that
was
just
off.
didn't
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, this is a company that is an actual company.
Exactly.
So they're not
They're
looking
using
at
these people-
They're not thinking of these people as people. They're thinking of them as
Commodities.
commodities,
Commodities,
assets.
Yeah.
They're
weapons.
brand. They're brands.
They're weapons.
Yeah.
They're
well, now
brands.
now
So
they're
weapons that they
get
sell and that they whatever. I think another great touch is the use of the V or the
compound V.
V.
Sorry, you were getting a little True Blood there.
I was thinking
It's
True Blood.
That
I
was the
thinking
hardest
True
thing
Blood.
for me because I'm like, God damn it, why couldn't it be a
I
different
keep thinking V, True Blood.
Oh God. I have to
So
watch that
I
shit.
think that the Overlander throwing Homelander,
God.
giving the V to the
Compound V.
to the terrorists
Y'all
to
remember.
create supervillains is awesome to me.
absolutely brilliant.
Because it's to me a perfect segue or opening to this world of now these supervillains are out there because he just spread that shit out.
because because he started dosing like
Right.
adults with this shit, and now here we are.
So now it's like, okay, now we get it. Now like they can go multiple seasons, and there's a big bad guy coming up or whatever. I mean,
Right.
I don't know because I don't know what they're gonna do because in this season it's almost like Homelander's the bad guy, but there isn't really a villain.
They
but
all
there
really
is a
are.
villain.
There is a villain.
Vaught.
Homelander.
Oh, yeah.
he
Homelander's
really
a
like they
villain,
really
yeah.
all are pieces of shit.
They're all pieces of shit.
except
But
for Starlight.
Homelander is a legitimate piece
Piece
of shit.
Well, he like
He's
that's
not a
the thing.
legitimate piece of shit?
No, he is a legitimate piece of shit.
Oh.
Because the girl,
Was
fake
it
Wonder Woman,
Eve or
she's-
Maeve or whatever.
Maeve, yeah.
yeah, you can see she kind of like sees the bigger picture,
Yeah.
right?
But
Like
she's also a coward.
she's a coward,
she
of
was-
course,
she doesn't have the guts to
but,
speak
but
out.
she isn't, like she's at least aware of what the fuck is going on in terms of this. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Like,
well, it
come on
also rings. Well, no, I have to take that back.
We don't know anything
Because
about
they're all-
Black
Noir.
Roth or whatever the fuck his name
Black Roth.
was.
Black Noir.
Black Noir.
Black
Noir.
Noir. I was gonna say this is. You know what? Can we make a compilation of all the names that you fuck up on our show?
God, we're gonna have so many drops.
Holy shit! No, really. Like, let's go back through all 30-something episodes of all the names you fuck up.
Shit.
But yeah, But I think Black Noir is all. He might just always serve as just a comedic mute.
Right.
Although I would love it if one day, like in season 5, he takes off
Yeah.
the mask and it's George Clooney or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
funniest shit in the world. I think I don't think it was in the first 4 episodes. I think it was actually the 5th episode, the Starlight, the church retreat one.
Oh, right.
God, that episode was a fucking.
That was
Yeah.
so important. I know people, like conservatives, or people who roll their eyes at it because here's another liberal bullshit show taking a jab at religion.
Yeah. And did you have you? I don't know if you looked, but people on Twitter were kind of going viral with screenshots of the comments on Amazon on the show
About that episode?
about the show,
Oh, about the show.
and it's from like super conservative people,
Oh,
like
wow.
Christians, like rating it a 1 or a
Oh,
0,
right,
and
right.
writing like
Another bullshit.
leftists, like
Christ.
let people get away with whatever they want, anti-church, all this bullshit, like.
No, and that's the thing. That's why they're the dumbest pieces of shit on the planet. Is because Starlight, if you actually, again, listen to what's being said, I think, all right, just another little side psychological thing.
Yeah.
One of the best tools ever, if you're arguing with someone or if there's a disagreement,
Yeah.
ask the person to repeat to you what they heard you say.
Oh, right.
Because the
good.
mind
That's
will
good.
always bend things to fit their narrative. So when
Right.
they repeat back to you what they think they heard you say,
Yeah.
they're going to expose themselves
As
in the
being- yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
that they're trying to
Absolutely.
feed.
Correct.
Because the brain can't help but do it.
Right.
So, but for this
They're all
case,
because they're only going to hear what they want to
they
hear.
want to
so
hear.
they'll-
So when they
right,
repeat,
yeah.
They just hear
they're
that the
going to
night-
hurt
exactly.
it. Exactly. It's a super useful thing. Even if you don't come to an agreement at the end, what it
Right.
does is that it at least makes you clear about what the hell's going on in their head.
Right.
Back to the show. What Starlight does in that scene, she's not anti-religion. She says at the very opening, "I love God."
Right.
Right.
Like I believe in God and I love God. What she is talking about is not necessarily religion. She's talking about the culture.
Yes.
She's talking
Yeah.
about
Yes.
people. She's talking about our society. The show overall, what it's about is making a commentary. I don't know if comment is the word, but it seems to be making a commentary about brands and how we function with media today and
Right.
how we only show the best facet of what we're doing or
Yes.
what's happening in our life, but it's not sincere to the journey of getting to what we're doing.
Right.
Right.
We're only
Yes.
showing people the stage stuff. We're not showing behind the
Exactly.
scenes.
Yeah.
And so what she, for me, is like where I felt the biggest release is where she goes, it's just how so goddamn sure everyone is.
Right.
What makes you so positive?
Positive, yeah.
Like that's because a person's gay, they're going to hell. Like the Bible
Yeah,
says
yeah.
you shouldn't eat shrimp. And she says,
I love that shit.
I'm just, and like when she says, I'm just as scared and confused as all of you. Like that kind of honesty is not just missing, it's missing in such a larger
Right.
context than just television. It's missing in everyday life.
Everyone, yeah.
We really are a country or a culture obsessed with perfection, success, passion, instead of, and for some reason we have such a phobia of embracing and showing up in the context of, I'm afraid, I don't know, I'm not sure, I have regrets, I
Right.
have doubts, I feel like I'm not doing enough, I feel
Yeah.
like a failure, I feel like
Yeah.
back to that Queer Eye episode.
Yeah.
It's those kind of honest showing up moments, I don't think we're seeing them enough. So I think for the show, for that, I think it was episode 5, before he confronts Elastic Dick Man,
Yeah.
was just
Elastic
one
Dick
of the
Man.
most powerful moments.
Yeah.
It's a show that gets away with so much
A lot.
because even though it feels gratuitous in its violence,
Right.
it also throws so many good
Oh no,
bombs.
they're
that-
touching on so many things. Even just like, I mean, the show itself is so good because it gives you the comedy and the violence and the sex and the shit that like people are
Draws
attracted
you
to
in,
with
yeah.
TV.
yeah, the things that bring you in,
but
right.
while also touching on important subjects.
Right.
Exactly. And the way they hit those subjects.
Even just seeing the speed guys battle with
A-Train.
A-Train's battle with the drug and wanting to be the best, but he has to use the drug because
Right.
he's already felt that. He's already felt what it's like to take that
To take
steroid.
that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Things like that. It's just
It touches on so much about. It talks about wealth. It talks about
Yeah.
social class, race,
Right.
females, homosexuality.
Yeah.
There was. I did say maybe in the whole podcast episode, there's a storyline from the comics about. In the comment about like gay superheroes that I would have
Right.
loved that they had touched on. They didn't, but again, I feel like the show might be around for a while.
yes.
Yeah,
so
there's-
there's
so
an
much
opportunity for it.
space.
Yeah, I think that
to
they're going to
explore.
eventually touch on those kind of things.
I
Because
want
it
the
looks like
teenage
they're going to
kicks,
be
though, for sure.
they're going to be this is going to be the type of show where it's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where every season it'll be like what's Always Sunny does is they use comedy to touch on things that are
Exactly.
happening in society.
Satire.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a
satire.
satire.
That's what satire is.
That's what this show is going to be. So as long as it's around, it's going to keep doing these
Doing that
things.
type of
There's
thing.
things
Yeah.
Yeah.
to feed off of, right? Yeah.
I'm sure eventually the presidential race, those type of things are going to be on the show.
Absolutely.
They're going to be touched on with the heroes and how they're going to be involved in that.
Like getting
I
endorsements.
I
and stuff
feel like
that,
that's what's going to be something that's going to be part of the
Yeah, it's a much bigger commentary about our system, our
Yeah.
social and our
Yes,
political
100%.
and our
right.
system.
While also making fun of and touching on this whole superhero thing that everybody loves, and everybody puts like these heroes on these comic books.
Yeah,
well, it's like, what if these heroes were like
exactly?
Fucking
And that's
pieces of
what
shit
that's
like
what I
us?
think. One of the things I love about this show is that
it makes fun of the genre.
Yeah,
exactly.
correct.
It does take a shit on the superhero genre.
Exactly, because and that's one of my favorite parts about it is that, and you know me in terms of superhero shit, it's really hard for me to get into a superhero thing unless it's realistic, and I've always said that, even though obviously now like my opinions has drastically changed because I've seen better quality movies. You know, Avengers the Marvel has helped me and kind of expanding my view of that, but what this show does is it takes my idea that superheroes should be realistic and goes over the top, like really goes into it.
Because it makes them actual people.
Yes.
And if we know that in real life, power ultimately only corrupts.
Correct.
Then if you have superpowered people,
Right.
what are they going to do with it? They're going to want to be famous.
Yes.
It's one of those elements that I actually never really stopped to consider. If you had superpowers and you were a red-blooded human being, what is something that
Like
you would
not-
likely obtain
Not
from
like Superman, where Superman shows up and he's born with these powers.
Right.
Right. It's like I'm talking about like a Flash, where he has an accident in a lab.
Yeah.
And he's lived his whole life normal, and then all of a sudden he's the fastest man alive.
Right. I just think it's very
shifts and changes in your life
exactly.
That
that can trigger shit in your head.
Absolutely.
It's just an unrealistic element, and I admit I'm the comic guy. Like I have the Comic Couch podcast, and like I'm a super believer in all this shit.
Right.
But I will admit where there's a very, very big fact that has to be watched is that if you're a normal human being and you're given these extraordinary powers, it's kind of hard to believe that for the rest of your life your moral compass will always be true north.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's just not a very
There's
believable
no way
thing.
there's no way that at any point throughout your career as that hero, you're not going to use that to your advantage a little
At some
bit.
point. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're gonna.
We're humans. We're going to do that.
But that's why anti-heroes are also like some of my favorite
characters.
kind of
Oh,
characters.
right,
100%.
right.
Catwoman, I think she's not super powered, but she walks the gray area of morality, which we all do. No one's
Correct.
that fucking
It's real.
right.
It's real
Like
shit.
Batman's
Like
full of shit.
if I have a power, let's say tomorrow, and I know like, all right, I'm all of a sudden invincible. I can't get killed. I'm like Wolverine. I auto fucking heal.
They regenerate.
Like I'm gonna go out and help people. Like I'm gonna go out and kill some motherfuckers. But I'm gonna probably also try to
swing
make
that
some
in.
money. You
Exactly.
know?
Well,
Swing
here's the
that
thing.
into an
You know
what I
endorsement.
mean? Like, I'm gonna
say
like-
something. I'm gonna ask a question for you guys on the
Oh,
couch.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So first of all, I have thought about this, and this show kind of got me thinking about it more
Right.
as I've daydreamed at work, not doing my
Sure.
job. I thought, like, what superpower would I absolutely want? And I've always really what I've wanted is the power, not to create like like teleportation, like portals, anywhere in the world. Like I
You
just
just-
open a hole and it's a
Fucking
doorway to like a portal to somewhere else on the
Right.
planet.
Like Doctor Strange,
I guess the spinny thing
because
that
they do the spinny
Yeah.
thing that they can travel in and out.
My head was thinking more Blink from the X-Men comics, but you don't know who she is. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
don't know idea.
But sure, the Doctor Strange, the spinny door thing.
Yeah.
Because I would single-handedly destroy all airlines. I would literally, everyone would be like, God, I wish I could go to Hawaii. How many of you are there? 4. It's $100 for all 4 of you. I can open the
Walk
portal.
through the hole.
Walk through the hole,
Exactly.
and then you guys let me know what day I need to pick you up. And it's super cheap, $100.
Yeah.
Compared to what, a $700 flight?
Correct.
And
Damn,
my method takes you seconds to get there. And I just made $400 goddamn
damn,
dollars
but
in
you're
10
not wrong
minutes.
about this.
Yeah, but at that point, you're gonna be like in the movie Bruce Almighty, where when Jim Carrey becomes God, he gets a bazillion emails
And
per
his
second.
answer's yes
Good.
to everything.
Send them.
Yes.
No, bitch. I'm not gonna stress out about it. Send all the emails. I'm gonna do a little thing. Maybe print them out, throw them into the air, pick one at random.
That's what you know. What it's gotta be.
Who's getting a
Work
nice?
away,
It's almost
Who's
gotta be like a
getting
Twitter. You just do it like a Twitter thing at that point. Just like I'm gonna pick
Yeah.
up randomly 5 of you tweeters.
Who
Jesus.
vacation of your
Retweet,
dreams?
tag 5
Opening
of your
that portal.
friends.
He
Follow
would
me.
he would literally crash the servers every single time.
Exactly.
He did
And that's
that.
what I'm
Because
saying.
think about the amount
Causing
of
me
people.
no sweat, no tears.
Think about the amount of people that are in the world that would then sign up for Twitter just to be a random person selected.
So I just got that
So you're
giant
sitting
Twitter
on-
following.
So you're
That's what I'm
sitting on
saying.
7 billion
Tag 5
people.
friends, follow me, follow this page.
Like-
you're giving them some clout, so they're throwing you some money for it.
Like I would literally do it $100 per person
Damn, that's a hell of
anywhere
a
in the
deal.
world, no matter what. And I said every day I do a max of 10
Gab,
people.
You can, what is it for? Is it for money?
Huh?
Is it for money?
Well,
Is that
this
what you're
is-
going
Fame,
in?
money,
It's a
attention.
little bit of everything
Yeah,
here.
a little bit of everything.
Couldn't you gain fame doing other things instead of doing that?
Listen,
stupid shit?
there's not always gonna be crimes that need to be solved. You're gonna get bored, and this is a way of
But I'm saying,
helping
like,
people.
But
This is
no,
like a
but
tax
knowing
write-off.
humanity, guess what's gonna happen?
You're
The
gonna get
government's gonna
kidnapped and
come
stabbed.
for my ass. There's gonna be choppers and SWAT to make me a weapon for the U.S. government to get into Al Qaeda, to get into the
Oh, of
fucking
course.
Middle East.
Yeah.
Well, there's
and
no
I'm
reason
gonna
why
be
you
on the
can't
run.
charge them either. Just saying.
No, they're gonna electrocute me. They're gonna threaten my
They're
family.
gonna
They're
use-
gonna hold him at gunpoint
Yeah,
unless I do
just
it.
be like, listen, I'll help you. Just give me some
It's
money.
gonna be the secret world of Alex Mack. If that's what's
Yeah, but they can't control
GC
you, Gab.
161, nice.
Huh?
They can't control what you do. You own.
Well, actually,
you
I
own
create
the ability.
teleportation.
Yeah.
You can
portals.
teleport the
You
hell out of
can't
that.
catch me if
Yeah,
you're coming for
correct.
me. Just pop.
But
It
what if
doesn't
Al
matter.
Qaeda
You don't know where I just
kidnaps
went.
you? Al Qaeda kidnaps you. You have to do this for us.
I open.
you're the fuck
I
out,
want to know
too.
what I do, but also because I'm a nerd. Like I've really
Yeah,
thought about
how
this.
does-
I will go. Look, I just need to go to the bathroom for 1 second, and then as I'm
Nah,
stepping
son.
out the door, portal underneath their feet into space. Bye, bitch.
No more Al Qaeda.
All of them
bitch.
fucking floating
Then you go
out
to the government.
into space.
Fuck you,
See,
pay
I
me.
don't know, Gab.
Fuck you,
Bye,
pay me.
I don't think that-
I
I just don't think that that's realistic. Gab.
I think not realistic. That is the most foolproof.
We're talking about
power.
superpowers
That
here.
is the
There's no-
most foolproof power.
I just think that you're going a little bit. I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's actually not bad. It's
I
not
would
bad.
make so much. I've done the math. Like in a week, how much money I would make
Gab.
is insane.
Some people-
Why would you do this for the money when you could literally just go to the U.S. government? Hey, I'll transport the president for you. Give me millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. You
no,
could also.
you don't read enough comics. That's a
you-
problem.
you just-
It's-
you
just
just
don't
don't
get
get
it,
it,
do
do
you,
you?
Rom? You're getting into
You
the
want
civil.
the
You're
money.
getting into the
You
civil.
want the money.
You're getting into the Civil War conversation where superpowered people get utilized for political endeavors, and then it gets into the corrupt bullshit.
It's not necessarily.
He could transport. He can transport himself into a Chase bank and then teleport out with that 100,000.
I'm
cash.
about that Kardashian.
Why don't you
life.
do that?
Because
Gab?
that's not what
That's
it's about.
theft. It's not what it's about. It's about people paying me for a service.
He's the boss.
I'm making an honest living by using my super goddamn power by taking people to their dream vacations.
It's
That's
not there.
just so sad.
What if immigrants start using you to smuggle them into this country and then you face?
Let it be on record. That's for free. I will literally
damn
go to
right.
Mexico.
That's how- that's-
What if you teleport people and they smuggle in and out guns, drugs?
No, because
Then
I need
you're-
because
he needs
I
to know what they're
I want to
smuggling.
know what they're bringing in. Like I'm going to search your bags.
And that's why he needs a superhero like me that's gonna be next to him that could think about what you're thinking about. And if you're lying,
I'm only
I got you.
that would be your power.
No, it's not, but I'm just trying to think of how I can mark you off of this
I'm
now.
charging you only $100 for a 5-second trip to Europe.
To wherever the fuck you
To
want.
wherever the fuck you want to go. You're gonna let me search through your panties. You're gonna let me search through your
That's
your
right.
fucking
full,
draws.
full scale.
your-
Someone's
your-
searching that
your
ass.
lotions.
Believe
I'm like,
that. Believe
and
that.
actually, you know what it is? I might even change that. I might not even let you stay, bitch. It's a day trip. You're not allowed to take any fucking suitcases.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
drop
grab a
you off
diaper
today, and
bag.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
people
pick
got
you up.
families.
I
I'm gonna
really
pick you
just
up.
don't think that you're thinking about the logistics of what you're doing.
I think about the logistics enough. Or you know what?
I think he might have.
Or I only do it by people I know. Like, just like, where do you want to go today? I really want to go to Monaco. Okay, boo boo, here you go. Washa, portal open.
That's the
so. It's only gonna
sound.
be. So, and you're only gonna do one. You're only gonna make one pick per day.
one person from every continent. You gotta
You know
keep
what?
it fair.
I
Gotta
work
keep it
for
fair.
Oprah. If Oprah called me up and be like, "Listen, Gabriel," and want to give me like a good job, make some dreams
Look
come
underneath
true
your seat. You have a voucher for a free Gabe trip.
for a free portal, and I come out like,
You get a portal.
You get a portal. You get a portal.
And the place goes nuts.
It would be fantastic.
I think invincibility is
Stupid and all
I think
egotistical. Like what?
invisibility is
Oh, invisibility.
Yes.
Invisibility.
Invisibility.
Pervert.
I don't know, man. You get into the,
No,
you
not
get
for the perverted
you
shit.
get in
Like,
that
like,
translucent
yeah,
shit,
that
man.
translucent
You're hanging
bullshit.
out in bathrooms all
Yeah,
of a
you're
sudden.
right.
You're right.
I don't
I
know,
forgot
man.
about
God.
translucent. I forgot about
Invisibility.
translucent. Forgot about translucent.
However, Translucent did say one line on the show that actually, as a nerd, got me like, damn. When he's like, my superpower isn't to go invisible. My superpower is to see people for who they really are when they think no one's looking.
Interesting.
Because it's true. Who you are behind closed doors, like, no one, when I'm alone, no one sees me, like, belting out some songs by myself with my horrible voice.
All right, then
He sees people in their true nature
then
because
I gotta
he
go
sees...
speed. I gotta go speed.
It's boring, but okay. All right, A-Train.
It's got to be speed. You can do things in the matter of a split second, Gab. You know how my brain works. You know how I want to do a million things at once.
Sure, I guess.
You can do a million things. If somebody goes, oh, I need a ride to somewhere, I can pick them up and in 3 seconds take them somewhere else.
I would never choose that as my portals are the way to do. Also, for all people
I'm
who
not
are
saying that that's what
horrified
I
of
would
flying.
choose to do.
Oh, all right.
I wouldn't choose to do that. I'm saying, but if somebody needed help, I could move them somewhere.
I guess. Fico, what's your superpower?
Man, I don't even know now. Y'all really shit.
Super speed.
I think I would want to do this thing where I could open up portals and then help people
God
up.
damn it.
That's actually a pretty good one.
No, I know. I thought it through. It took me 4 hours. Like, I really just sat down and thought about it.
Actually, I kind of just would rather be like a vampire. You know,
A Twilight vampire?
No,
or
like
a
Interview
Blade
with the Vampire, Brad Pitt vampire. Like he's
A
got
gay vampire?
questionably. It's
'cause
it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum.
Very sus.
I'm sorry. Watching that movie, I was trying to like
Bro,
make eye contact with all of you.
they-
Like, is anyone aware this is gay?
Well, they
as
were
hell?
clearly all gay. There was clearly there was some gay things going on. But like he literally
Some
lived
gay things.
He literally just lived all these different
I
generations.
mean, look,
It was
that movie
fantastic.
was awesome.
It was great.
It was explicitly gay. Is
Yeah, but
out.
it's an awesome
Usually,
movie.
many things that involve vampires are kind of
Yeah,
sus.
they're borderline. Yeah, they're borderline.
But
Come on, man.
I mean, it comes with the territory of being a vampire.
Most vampire shit is pretty borderline.
Well, but I feel like it's realistic because if you live forever, you're gonna tell me you're not gonna experiment by sucking a dick. Like, you get like
well, that's what I'm saying. You get bored.
you get bored.
When
It's
you're
it's
alive, when
eternity.
you're
I'm
alive
gonna
for
retract.
1,000
You're not
years-
gonna dip into. I mean, it's a very Creed from fucking
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah,
Office.
yes,
a very
yeah,
like.
yes.
Yeah, so I'm
I
definitely
mean,
gonna
we did it in
retract
the
this
mud,
statement if I
so-
wanted to be a
Man,
vampire. We're gonna
I
retract
just think
that.
it's you're alive forever, so it's like
You gotta do
wants
some
to be
shit.
an eventually gay vampire.
I don't think
Like,
that I would want the power of being alive forever.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd
I
be
do.
tough.
I do.
I don't think that I would.
Immortality, give it to me. Where's the pill? When do I take it?
With super speed, which I would have, I could travel to time. I could travel in and out of the past, the future. So I, with my power, don't have to live forever to go see what I want to see later on in life. Think about that, guy.
Wow.
Let's move on to Euphoria. Let's
a
just
great
get,
idea,
Let's, just,
David.
Let's go on to Euphoria
let's go
here.
on to Euphoria.
The finale of Euphoria, guys.
The finale. I'm gonna be the first one to say it because I want
we-
to start some conflict. I
We,
wasn't happy with it.
yeah. I don't think that you're going to get any conflict from anybody because I completely agree.
I think it satisfied absolutely nothing. It
I
felt
agree.
like a filler episode.
Yeah.
Shoot me, come at me.
No,
with
I
your
agree
gun.
with
Like,
you. Yeah.
I
No.
I was super disappointed in it.
So the biggest problem that I have with it wasn't so much it wasn't so much the song medley at the end,
That was just so fucking weird.
which was really weird as it is.
Twitter was so funny with it
Oh,
though.
100%. To me, it's the fact that they normally, to me, with a TV show finale, like for a season finale, there's a TV show. A TV show has multiple things going on, multiple plot points. Euphoria has multiple things going on. You've got Nate shit. You've got Jules shit. You've got Jules and Rouge shit. You've got Fez shit. Why normally, in my historical viewing of TV shows, it's you leave the biggest storyline as a cliffhanger, sure, but close out some of the smaller stuff.
Well, they did close out the cat thing.
Sure.
But the thing is,
But
even
the
that
cat
to
thing-
me felt so out of left field because what inspired this triggering change for you to all of a sudden give the guy a chance?
Right.
What was moving you
I think
that
it was
night?
I think it was the fear of that one night. With
Oh.
the freak.
Oh.
The freak night, where the guy was like,
All of a sudden it felt
disgusting,
so real.
and she's like, "Wow, this is scary now," and she's like, maybe this is not what I want to be doing."
Right.
And then she decides, okay, never mind.
To give a guy a chance
Yes.
and try to be happy for real
Correct.
as the child that you
Right.
are. Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, they closed that storyline maybe,
Okay.
but
I think all those porn shit's gonna
I-
come back to haunt her.
the
But
the Nate thing to me is,
why is Nate still alive?
why is Nate one still alive? Two,
It's a great question.
why did we not get any closure on what the fuck that argument was with his dad and all that shit? They had that big fight, and then it ends. We don't see Nate for the rest of the episode.
Oh, we don't. That
No.
is it.
That's
oh
the
no,
last thing
he
we see of
goes.
Nate.
He goes back.
Um,
The dad goes to his room, and then Nate's left screaming. Like,
yeah,
hitting his head.
that's it.
No, I actually that might be close to one of my favorite Nate scenes of the show.
Okay.
But that touches on what I was telling you before, which is the Nate thing is deeper than when we think it is.
That's absolutely.
Well, I know he's
And-
fucked in the head.
I
like
know.
that, I know.
But
I
I
just
think
don't
the
think he's
issues with-
redeemable. Is my thing. I think he's made the choices that he's made are so dark and fucked up.
Right.
Because here's the thing. The other characters that have made piss poor choices, they've hurt themselves.
Self, right.
Sure.
There have been
His choices
things that
is
have hurt
fucking other people.
themselves. His choice is to deliberately fuck other people.
Right.
And to leave other people broken and battered.
Yeah, especially the guy with the neck.
The
brace.
poor neck brace guy. What?
That-
the-
that
And
guy
he
got
came
fucked a
after
million
Fez,
times.
and you don't fucking touch
Yeah.
Fez.
That leads me to my next thing.
Exactly.
That
Is Fez
wasn't
dead?
finished. What the fuck is happening with Fez?
Is he dead?
I
think
don't
Fez is
know,
dead.
man.
Someone's gotta die.
I don't
Yeah,
think that he's
and
dead.
to quote Biggie, you're
there
right,
was no-
somebody's
there was
got
no
to die.
scene- There was no thing that even gave us.
The only positive
idea that
that,
he
that
could've
would
gone
that would come of Fez being dead is that tattoo-faced bastard I don't have to see anymore. I hate that
No,
guy.
I don't think that Fez is dead. I don't think that storyline is over. I think that it's gonna actually get worse because he robbed from that one rich guy.
He robbed from the doctor.
and,
Clearly,
and I think that's gonna come around and bite him in the ass as just as
was
much.
was that doctor that he like beat and robbed? Was that the guy who was like connecting mouse to drugs?
That's what I'm saying. What if that guy
Was, like,
the
supplying him.
source for the mouse
Yeah.
for the pills?
Well, that's the reason why I was thinking, because he's got like
Because
the
he's a
fucking
doctor.
table with the money, pills.
Exactly.
There
So
was
if-
like
if
prescription
you-
pads.
If
The
you
gun.
just killed the source,
Not even
then-
killed him.
then
Just like
he-
fucked him up
or
enough.
fucked him up enough, Fez is fucked.
Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying. Why would Fez still be alive?
We don't know. I mean,
Oh,
we
man.
don't fucking know. It
There was
could be
blood
this-
on the money.
It could be a torture.
That's what it was. There was blood on the
scenario,
money.
you
It's like, well,
know. The Fez thing could get a lot worse.
Too
is what I'm saying.
dark. Too dark. And the thing is, that's the most CW thing. I love Fez to death, but it's the most CW plot they got going on. It's just rated R in its depiction.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I
But then again-
this is why I loved Degrassi, is because it was a show about teenagers
Yeah.
that kept it to real shit that happens with teenagers.
Sure.
Euphoria sometimes colors outside the lines.
a little bit.
Right.
And the
yeah.
Fez thing is just such a primary example of how it does that. Nate is a literal psychopath.
Right.
But what I liked about the moment of the room when he's fighting the dad is
Right, but also, Degrassi is different because it's a show that can't go to the extremes, so it's easier to keep it real. You see what I'm saying?
It's fair.
Like,
But for me, it's like
HBO
neither here nor there. At the end of the day,
Like,
the final product of those episodes was just like a true high school experience thing.
Yeah,
They even did school fucking shootings, man. Before they became really
right,
what they become in the 2010s. Like Degrassi touched every possible
yeah, but that
high schooler's
that,
experience.
Yeah, but that in its own isn't real.
what?
You don't. The show, all the characters went through every single possible thing that could happen to you.
Not
in
every
life.
character, but that's the beauty of an ensemble,
Right.
that you are able to get and gather all different kinds of high school experiences.
Right.
And remember that it wasn't the same characters. Yeah, a
but
lot of the same characters
Kids go
stayed.
through the shit that Fez goes through. We just don't know it because that's not what you're used to.
I mean, sure.
If you
Right.
go to like urban schools, like kids are drug dealers.
Oh wait, you're right. All right, fine.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, that's
all
fine.
kids go
right,
through
I
this gang
fold.
shit.
I'll fold.
Let's
Fine.
real quick with that Fez part. I mean, he's a drug dealer, Mouse. Do you think he really cares where the fuck the money came from? As long as he's getting paid.
Right.
I don't
Well,
know.
that could be a-
I could see it almost being a
doesn't
cop
know-
out now.
Mouse doesn't know up until this point where he got the money from.
Oh, but he'll
I'm just
find
saying-
out
I'm-
very
I'm
soon.
just, I'm
Find
just
out.
saying, like, if like they're looking because there's blood on the money, like, is that gonna be enough to deter them? Like, yeah, what the? Come on, man, I can't take your blood money. No, fuck
Right,
you.
no,
It's
no,
like,
of
now you
course.
just give me 20 grand. All right, later,
Of
I'm
course,
out.
but they don't
But-
finish the episode.
Exactly.
They don't
I'm just
finish
saying,
that
like,
thing, so
they
we don't know.
they basically it could be a cop out and be like, all right, well, he's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
We can revisit this in the future,
Right.
Or shit could hit the fan.
Well, I think what's going to happen is it's going to start next season, and they're probably going to start with, oh, everything ended up normal because they took the money regardless.
Right.
But
then
then
they
it's gonna
found
get
out-
worse when they later find out that he killed their source.
I don't know if he killed them,
beat,
but-
or beat to
Because that little kid was looking at him and shit.
Yeah.
All it's gonna say is like, oh yeah, the guy was wearing a fucking like a black thing with yellow stripes, and of course he's wearing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
There's way that yeah.
But
For
I mean,
fuck's sake, man. Why wouldn't you just take? I don't know. Just take
It's
a little
just-
bit more care.
yeah, but he's a kid.
He's a kid.
And he's a kid.
You
and
gotta be
he's
smart in that.
And he was desperate
Gotta be
because
smart in
he knew he was going to get killed if he didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I'm
Because he had to
all-
flush the shit. Yeah.
Now-
Ruin Jules.
I didn't really like how people kind of turned on Jules. It's like, oh, Jules is the problem. Jules is not the
I
problem.
don't think she's the
Jules
problem
is not
at
the
all.
problem at all. I think what ended up happening and then they later discussed, the writers, was that was Jules leaving wasn't the problem, and Rue not choosing not to go with her also wasn't a problem. That was Rue choosing and realizing, having an epiphany at the time,
Like, yeah, I shouldn't do this.
that her situation with Jules is her being addicted to
another
thing.
thing.
Thing,
Yes.
exactly.
So she realizes, like, I need to stay here. I need to go back to my family and my sister.
Deal with
who
my
are-
shit.
Deal with my
Exactly.
shit, and then figure out what's going to happen later. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Jules after now, because now she's running away.
She'll be back.
She'll be
No,
back.
she'll definitely be back.
But, like,
That weekend.
how is that relationship going to be now? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, Jules is actually so nonchalant about so
I know.
About
Yeah.
a lot of
Right.
things.
I don't see her holding on to a grudge for too
right.
long. I think Jules is so I don't
And I
know.
also-
I don't
I
know what the
also
word
don't
I'm
see-
looking for. Flaky's not the word. Detached.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
I see
so
that.
detached in everything, even to the things that are negative. Even
Right.
to Nate. I mean, yes, the Nate thing crept up on her when she was visiting her friend while
Right.
she was like on drugs.
Yeah.
But it took drugs to bring her to face to like look at it.
Right. I mean, look, we know for a fact that Jules likes Nate. I think.
She does.
I think
she
that
does,
she's
yeah.
attracted to Nate. Yes.
Yeah, she's attracted to Nate.
And she
It's her type.
and Nate
I got a
because of all the text message conversations and all the shit that they talked about. That Nate, she now associates that part of that with this Nate, and that's what's causing these fucking back and forth feelings.
Hate Nate.
So
Nate can die.
I really just don't. I look, the show. I think the show is great, and I'm gonna obviously keep watching it.
Definitely.
Look, but
Nothing has. They didn't do anything to make you go, oh, I'm not watching the show anymore.
And the thing is, next season is gonna blow up because the moment that I saw Maddie's face when she took the CD out of her computer,
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh, that's the other thing.
she saw the
Huge.
video and her face was priceless.
That's the other thing. I
that was
forgot about that.
massive.
Priceless face.
Also,
You're fucked, Nate. You're fucked. That's the girl we've been beating up.
is what's her face in love with Rue? Judd Apatow's daughter.
Wait, what was the clue that made people start saying
So
this?
the clue was that while she's drunk at the table and she's talking to her sister,
yeah.
right, about like dancing.
when
with
do
who do
you
you-
know when
like,
you want to
what-
who you want
no,
to
like, how do you know when you want to hook up with
She's
somebody?
staring at Rue.
Oh,
who's-
she is?
Yes.
So she's like, you just gotta
'Cause
kind of like
Rue
go
at
out
the
there and do
time
it.
Is dancing with Jules.
Oh.
And she's like standing there like this, staring at Rue while saying
Maybe.
these things.
And,
so it's
and then,
kind of like
her
gives you
sister
like a
was just
little
like,
bit
yeah,
of
you
a
have to go
hint.
and take it or whatever. You just have to go and do it. And it's like, okay.
Right. So could be that. Could
Wow,
be,
yeah.
Maybe that's why every single time that Rue showed up at that door to ask her for her pee,
That's why she
every
did
single
it.
Lexi
time
did,
she
yeah.
did it.
No, it makes a lot of
Maybe.
sense.
Could
Makes
be.
a lot of sense.
Could be.
So that's a credit to my brother. My brother was the one that noticed that.
Shout out to you.
Not
Shout
trying
out
to be
you.
biased or picky or to serve my own things, but it's a lot of lesbians. Can we have some
Yeah.
gay guys on?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean,
also
yeah, I'll
the,
be back
the,
for
the
it.
child scenario, the abortion thing. Like, these are all things that happen that
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
real.
really get any legitimate closure on.
Also, fuck you, McKay.
Yeah.
McKay's a bitch,
Fuck
man.
Yeah, it's a
you.
bitch move. Bitch move.
I'm sorry, Tyra Banks meme.
Bitch move.
We were rooting
Yep,
for you.
yep.
We were
I-
all rooting for
exactly.
you.
Yep.
I thought he was gonna do the right thing here.
And
Bitch
at
made
least
move.
be
Bitch
there
made
with her
move.
for the. No.
Like,
he
this
just
is the
said-
thing that'll kind of get you fucking off of the whole football dream thing that you
Yep.
honestly know it's not
Correct.
going to happen. You start a family, you like this girl. Nah, fuck you.
Yep.
I'm not even saying start a family.
No, I'm just saying,
just
like, fucking
be
just
there
be
with her
there,
when she's
exactly.
when she's aborting your child.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
If you're at least
Selfish fuck.
have the conversation, like know what she wants to do, what it is that she's doing,
Which she clearly didn't want to.
and then
And the 180 award goes to their mom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%. She
Yeah.
was still a mother. You know,
Yep.
I think you alluded to it in the last episode.
Yeah.
Like, she might have her shit, but, like, when it's time to be a mom, she's fucking
She's
there. Absolutely.
Which is, again, it's so good. And people, we don't see this enough in television where we treat all addicts like pieces of shit. Like,
Right.
if they're an addict, they're a piece of shit automatically. And Like,
Right.
no, addiction is a disease, and there's multiple layers to a person's character and
Correct.
personality. That woman has been through some bad things. She's been beaten by life.
Yes.
She has these 2 daughters. She can't really keep up with it anymore. But
Yes.
guess what? When her daughters need her, there she is. And she's a big support. And I think I'm glad that we got, it's not to romanticize alcoholism, but at least it's not
It
putting
shows
this
a different
shitty
li-
in
different
light.
light. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's
not the same repetitive story that we're used to.
they're
with
pieces
seeing
of shit
on
who
the-
abandon their
right.
kids.
Yeah.
No.
Another thing that I forgot about quickly was, oh my god, no. Oh, possible little connection between Rue's mom and Jules' dad.
Oh, yeah, you could see that because
see
they were kind of
those?
hanging out a little bit.
Hanging out a
maybe,
little
maybe.
bit.
Oh, they
not.
were?
Both
Yeah,
single.
both single
yes.
people.
Oh, that was Jules'
was
dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for them. I hope so.
So,
because they both.
but then that creates like a weird
Little taboo
sister
thing, little stepsister thing.
stepsisters thing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm fine with
I'm
it.
fine
I
with
would
it.
love
It's-
that. I
yeah.
think
A little.
she deserves some happiness.
Incest.
It's not really incest
It's not
because
incest from out.
I mean, if you go on,
Why
never
did you
mind.
have to?
I think they're just trying to touch on everything. You know.
They're touching a lot
But
of things.
overall, the episode to me was just
Yeah.
disappointing in the fact
Correct.
that it felt like a filler.
Yeah.
It was probably. It felt like.
It felt like the episode that should have gone right before the finale.
yeah.
People will disagree with me. It felt tame. I know it had the abortion.
I agree,
know
I
it
agree.
had the confrontation between Nate
Yeah.
and his father. I know that it had the attempted runaway thing. But it
Beautifully
still
filmed.
felt. Oh yeah, like the ending sequence. Oh,
The-
I'm sorry, but the sequence, the memory sequence.
That shit was fucking
where it plays
real,
that
man.
Song.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That
absolutely.
I didn't cry, but I was just like, "Oh, this song
That
is so
and
beautiful."
you're
This
just
is
seeing how
so-
it's going. Like you can see it's like flashing back from
Yeah.
right before they lost their dad to
Yes,
like
yes.
way at, like it just wow.
And
That shit was powerful.
I saw clips on behind the scenes online of how they filmed it, and some of those shots are shot all in fluid one shot.
Yeah.
So like Zendaya will be in a chair like in school, and then the camera pans and she has to run underneath it, get on the couch or on her
Oh,
bed
shit.
with like a quickly putting the hoodie on, and then like going like this while the camera then shows up to her, like stuff like that.
That-
It's beautifully shot,
Oh, it's
beautifully
fantastic.
done.
Awesome
That last
cinematography.
scene with when they're playing that song and it's Zendaya's the one singing it.
Yeah.
The whole finale, like little like music video basically at the end.
The original song was
Again,
Zendaya,
beautifully
yeah.
shot.
Beautifully-
It's just like I don't need this.
I didn't need it, but I'll
I
appreciate
get
it.
I appreciate it, and I
Yeah.
appreciate the art of it.
Yeah,
but I don't
I-
need it storyline.
I
was
needed
great.
some fucking answers
Yeah,
here. Is
Yeah.
what I needed.
I don't like
So,
I'm like cute performance, but can we talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
Can we talk
Yeah,
about the things that really
exactly.
I forgot what the song is called, but God, it was just so good.
But good show, great show.
awesome. I'm excited.
I'll be back
Oh,
for season 2 in a fucking
100%.
year.
We didn't
100%.
rate the boys overall as a season. So I'm gonna give my rating, and then we'll
do this
Euphoria.
one. All right, that's fine.
The boys, I give it probably a 4 out of 5.
I'll agree with you on that. I'll go 4 out of 5.
It was 4 out of 5
4 out
for
of
me.
5.
Yeah.
100%. Euphoria.
Euphoria, I give it a. Was gonna be
Wait, the season or the finale?
the season.
The whole
Okay.
the whole thing.
The season, I'm gonna give it. To me, the season was a 4.5, a 4.5,
0.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
but I'm going to give it a 3.5
Wow,
because
'cause
I
the
didn't like how it ended at all.
It's fine. It's
At
fair.
all.
I'm gonna go with a 4 on it.
And it
also,
really affected me.
But I'm in the same boat as you, where I loved everything, and if the finale was just a little bit different, maybe answered 1 or 2 questions,
Yeah.
would have gotten a 4 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 5. But can't do it. Give it a 4.
Gab?
I'm with you. I'm gonna call them higher. I give it a 3.5.
Yeah. It would have been, honestly,
would've been-
if
exactly.
they'd given me a perfect season finale,
It could have been a 5.
4.5.
It could have been a 5. It could have been a 5.
I wanted to be rocked and destroyed.
Yeah,
by this.
absolutely.
100%.
And it didn't do that.
I was prepping. Like I texted him at one point where I had 15 minutes left
Yeah.
in the episode, and I had to stop watching it to go back to work. And I was having like an anxiety attack at work because I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen in this 15
Yeah,
minutes?
and then I came home and he hadn't seen it yet, and I'm like, Figo, end your anxiety right now. Just end it.
So I put it
Because
on,
There's
and
no
that was
reason to have anxiety because what you're gonna see doesn't tell you anything.
I was so much more confused.
yeah.
I was quiet the whole episode, and when it ended, the credits came on. I went,
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have thrown. I almost threw
Yeah.
something.
I just really no, and it's a conflicting feeling. Like the performance, the performance at the end was really strong. The artistic value was amazing. I was just like, honey, that's cute, but can you just answer some quick? We're not gonna see you until 2020.
Exactly.
Can you just answer some questions real quick?
Just give us something. And then I'm watching the little like snippet at the end, the little like when they talk like at the end of the episode. And I'm like, oh, I'm just like listening intently, trying to see if maybe they talk about what the fuck. Nah. But yeah, that's it. Euphoria was good show. Definitely watch it. For anybody who hasn't, watch it. It's really good, even though we just spoiled the fuck out of it.
Even though we basically told you the finale is
what we
trash.
do.
It's what we do, but either way, just watch it. We don't do it justice.
Yeah, we give
even
them
with
2 weeks
even
to
with
figure it
giving
out.
you the spoilers. Sean Hobbs, we
We saw Hobbs and Shaw. That shit.
I don't think it deserves a deep conversation.
No, man. You
Listen.
can watch the preview. You know what the hell you're gonna get out of this movie.
It's a Fast and the Furious movie because yes, there are car shit, there are car scenes, there are drifting and fucking flipping cars.
Someone at my job told me that it's like I can't believe they put a Fast and the Furious name. Like there was like no driving. Like
No,
it's
there
like,
was-
like I
there
want a
was-
street race. I'm like, if you went into this movie that you were gonna get fucking street racing, you got an issue.
Yeah,
You got a fucking
because
issue.
they haven't had street racing since Tokyo Drift.
Drift, exactly.
And
the racing is gone.
Yeah.
They also came to the conclusion that, hey guys, I think that street racing isn't a sustainable plot for this shit. So we
Exactly.
gotta-
Correct.
That's why they did the bank heist in
Yes,
Brazil. Like we
yes.
gotta switch it up.
So I dug. I love the movie because I knew what we were gonna
Yes,
get.
correct.
Ridiculous
I
action,
love the movie.
laughs, and outrageous stunts.
To me, honestly, what surprised me the most of the movie was how funny it was.
Oh, it was great.
I didn't think that because the Fast and Furious movies are pretty funny in their own right.
They have some, like,
especially like the other guys because the ensemble cast usually have like the side characters.
You have,
like
like,
Tyrese,
exactly. You have, like, comic relief. Luda was there.
Tego Calderon,
exactly.
and Ludacris. These are the funny guys that are the side characters. But Vin Diesel isn't funny. Walker, R.I.P. isn't funny.
Yeah, he would have had like one or two
maybe
liners.
reasons.
Yeah,
Letty
not
wasn't funny.
Yeah.
So you had the side characters. In this scenario, the main characters are funny.
Exactly.
The Rock is hilarious in it. Ryan Reynolds has an appearance. Hilarious
Yes.
because he's a funny guy.
I wasn't expecting that, or do we spoil?
No,
do we spoil-
we'll just say the air marshal scene. There's a cameo, and the guy who plays the air marshal, I'm not expecting him to be there.
I probably laughed the hardest in that like little segment of the movie.
Yes,
yeah.
that was like a 5-minute segment where I'm just like busting, crying out, laughing.
because like it was just banter. It was clearly just
Yes.
banter between all three of these
All of them.
characters.
And then, but I mean, the action, just explosions and the fighting, very, very awesome. Very
I kinda liked it.
exciting.
I liked the premise of the film.
Right.
Like, the plot, if you will.
At first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about them adding a fucking cyborg
Yeah.
to the Fast and Furious franchise.
However,
But later, as they go on, I'm like, okay, all right, I can get into this. The moves that he was doing on the bike.
yeah, that shit was wild.
What the fuck?
Like, regardless if that's like a stuntman, CJ, whatever the hell
Yeah,
it was,
I mean,
like, it was really cool to see.
It was very Transformers like,
Yes,
where like the
absolutely.
bike just like combusts into like this
Just
flat
does
thing,
what it
and then
needs to do, and then he's just whipping his leg. Like, amazing.
super sick. Then you throw in like the Rock with the Mana and the Uso.
All right, can we just touch for a fucking second? I understand.
You're right.
a lot about like Samoa and all the
Right,
people
right,
and
right.
how what Uso means brother and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah, and I love that The Rock is embracing
Absolutely.
his like heritage.
I love it. I love
doing these things.
I love my man Roman Reigns getting
Yeah,
a cameo,
correct.
even though he didn't say
Didn't
shit.
say a word. Didn't
He
say a
speared
word.
somebody to the yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't say a single word.
Didn't say a
He,
word.
he speared
say a word.
someone and did like the thing that he does during wrestling after he's
Yeah.
just like, whoa, like that.
Yeah.
That was his line.
Yeah.
He nailed it. I really could have used a lot less of the word Uso because at
They
one point,
used Uso a lot.
man, I'm pretty sure they said it 10 times in like a 3-minute span.
Yeah, yeah.
But nah, Us, I'm here to see. You're not
Yeah.
my Us. No, the mother's like, we're all Usos. You're Us. It's like, yo, chill. Like, I love
Yes.
you people. I love this
Yes.
culture. They didn't need to say Uso 45 times in
Yeah.
20 minutes.
It was good. It was good.
But yeah, other
the
than
movie
that-
was good. I mean, look, man, don't go in there expecting a fucking Quentin Tarantino, a fucking Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy action movie that is hilarious. So
It's exactly.
you're entertained for 2 hours.
Don't go in there.
fully entertained.
Exactly. And don't go in there thinking that it's going to be like I'm saying, like, it's not going to be a Fast and Furious movie. You're
Yes.
not gonna, Vin Diesel ain't going to show up, guy. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's
Sorry,
not going to
Gab.
happen.
It's not a Vin Diesel movie.
All right.
Vin Diesel isn't going to show up, Gab.
Who can,
He go.
When-
It's
when
gonna
I-
start.
No,
Just
I'm
stop
just-
worrying
I'm
about it. He go.
That's fine. I'm the thirstiest person on the couch. When have you
Ty-
ever
Ty-
heard me celebrate Vin Diesel?
Tyrese
isn't gonna be there,
there.
Gab.
What more
Never.
do you want from me? He's out. I'm sorry. But
Never,
you're gonna
never
go in-
once sung a praise of that psychopathic person on this
You're
show.
going into this movie looking for action, laughs,
Yeah.
and some fun, and you're gonna get all three of those, baby.
I actually feel a little attacked just now. I don't understand where all that Vin Diesel,
What more do you
Tyrese
We
fan.
know that you love Vin. Chill.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I ever.
Look,
I hate every single time he talks. He always like whisper that growl whisper.
You have a triple X photo or poster in your room right now.
I can't even do it. My voice is so not that.
we're family.
No, I just don't like. No.
Great movie. Look, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
4, absolutely.
Not for the plot. I mean, not for the plot. Yeah, not for the plot. Not for the writing.
Ring endorsement.
Not for the writing. Not for the plot. Not for the CGI. Not for just because it was hilarious and the amount of action and the
Exactly.
explosions.
Which is what the movie was for.
Which is why it's
Exactly.
4. So
And they
that's why
fucking
it gets a
nailed it.
4 out of 5.
And they nailed it.
because they nailed the things that you're supposed to.
It's
see
supposed to
in
be a
these movies.
fun time at the
Correct.
theater. You're supposed to go home.
And that's
like,
exactly what it
feeling a little
was.
bit,
I
like,
had a
energized.
great time. It was a little bit of a long film, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty long. It was like I think two
It
and
was
change.
two and change for sure.
Um,
But it was fun. Like, you're
yeah.
entertained. You're laughing for it.
what do you give it?
I give it a 4. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like your rating on that.
Yeah, it's good.
I agree with everything you said.
All right, so I guess we'll end the show quickly. Just I want to touch on the Fox is spiraling right now.
Spiral.
They are owned by Disney, right?
Yeah.
But Disney isn't necessarily absorbing them and dismantling Fox. What's happening here is that Fox is just becoming a subsidiary of Disney.
Right.
So
Okay.
Fox itself is still Fox.
Yeah,
They're-
but
all the heads are there. They're just overseen by Disney.
Right, but Disney still has control.
Right. But here's the problem: because they're not completely absorbing Fox, Disney's losing money.
They lost
They're
a shit
losing
of
money.
They lost money because of Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox had
160 million, I think.
they lost $170 million just on the Phoenix movie alone.
Oh, it was 170. Yeah.
And apparently, like I read that the CEO, the Disney CEOs, chewed out all the Fox representatives.
Really.
In like a, in a,
You
in
did,
the
you're
third quarter meeting.
I'm sorry, like good. You're a fucking
Yeah,
Not
you're
just
a
as an
studio.
X-Men fan.
You're a-
You're a
you're a
you're
fucking
and
studio.
not just any studio.
Yeah,
You're
you're
Fox
Fox,
Studios.
yes.
And you made that garbage.
Correct.
You had millions of dollars to make a
Correct.
movie, and you
Millions.
made that fucking bedtime
Yep.
Walgreens X-Men uniform bullshit, and like
Yep.
that's what you did. That's what you made.
So now
Honey, no.
So now you look at this and they're going, okay, we're now going to oversee everything that you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Also,
and
also,
there you
as
go.
Also, 200 of the movies that you have slated to go canceled.
Axe. I'm literally
They
in the
axed it.
back. I'm in the back of the fucking like Disney CEO
Yeah.
going like, yeah, tell more,
They
tell
were gonna
him,
make.
tell him.
They were gonna make a Magic the Gathering canceled.
Done.
Good, thank
Bye.
God.
Mega Man canceled.
I'm fine. Out.
The Sims movie.
Out. Who
fuck
is
is
coming
giving
up
people
with
the
your
green light on
ideas? What weed are y'all smoking
Their
in the?
creative marketing or whatever.
Is there like a
creative
full list of
development-
them?
No, I didn't see a full.
I was gonna
list
say
of
I
them.
need to see a list.
Oh,
'cause
and I saw the article. It was today or yesterday that Disney screened the New Mutants movie that got made, and they're like, we're not impressed. What the fuck is this? We're not. This is
Bro,
this is what
Fox, I think this whole thing with Fox has been the most hysterical thing on.
Oh,
on
it's
Earth.
tragic.
It's embarrassing.
fucking
Because of how
tragic.
big Fox is
Yeah.
as a company, and or was as a company really, because now it's not really part of itself. It's
No, it's pathetic.
Disney.
And the thing, like, I do give it to Fox's small, like Fox Searchlight,
Yeah.
like the ones that really did create those indie films and like those low budget movies that got so much Oscar praise and so much buzz in those
Right.
circuits. But like the big, like fucking 20th Century Fox, like the big house,
Yeah.
failure after failure after failure. I'm like, I just don't understand.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So, I don't know what's gonna happen with Fox, but I thought that was a little funny.
No, what's
thing
going to
that
happen is
happened.
that Disney's going to be
So-
breathing down their necks for every project. They're going to throw New Mutants in the trash or put it on
They're-
Hulu.
throw it on Hulu.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now,
They're not taking that to theaters. They're not taking that shit to theaters.
And now we know based off the announcement that they recently made, Disney is now creating a package that's not the $5.99 was for Disney Plus, and now $12.99 is going to be
ESPN.
Disney, ESPN,
And Hulu, which sucks because I have two of
So-
those already.
Yeah. So
But just cancel.
I mean, I would just it's going to help. It's going to work for me because I don't have ESPN the package,
Right.
and I'm not going to have TV, so I'm going to just have to
stock up on them. Yeah.
I'm going to just stock up on it.
Just
So
stack, yeah.
That for me is a perfect
Oh, absolutely.
trio.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So I guess we'll end it there. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
We'll have some more next week. We should see
The Good
Yeah,
Boys.
the
Sorry.
Good Boys,
The
definitely.
Boys.
the Seth Rogen movie. Good
out
Boys
this
comes out this
weekend, yeah.
weekend.
Scary stories telling
Scary
dark.
stories that are telling to delve
Why
dark.
is this coming out in August and not
That- and
October?
we've been
That's-
saying
that's a
that.
whole
We've been
conversation that we're
saying
gonna have
that. That's
next
some
week.
and then
bullshit.
it is
Yeah.
in September. I don't
We're gonna
get
have that
this
conversation
marketing.
next week because that's something that I definitely want to talk to you guys about.
Because we're about to get
Then
into
what's in October? What's for
Right.
Halloween?
we're
Yeah.
about to get into spooky season.
Exactly.
And
And
I
then
would
what
like some
hap- what
spooky
are we
shit.
gonna get in October? when
Hocus
it's
Pocus repeats
actually
again?
Yes, exactly.
We didn't have the podcast last October when
That is true.
and that was a
That is
massive
true.
thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
at least we'll probably give Hocus Pocus an appreciation night one
Ah,
night.
Absolutely.
I mean, that'll be an
Absolutely.
after dark type
Oh,
episode.
but what we're drinking.
yeah,
is
we're
is,
definitely going to be drinking Witch's Brew or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's this the drink. It's like no, we had in Salem the pumpkin
Yeah,
beer with the
pumpkin beer
rum.
with
Oh, I got, yeah, the fucking the
rum-
shipwreck
with the rum
with
shotter.
with
Yeah.
the como se dice, the
Correct.
cinnamon. Oh yeah, forget it.
We
Faded as fuck.
Honestly,
I'll just do
we
it right
could-
now.
We could even record an episode in Salem.
We could do that because we're going to be there.
All we do is bring the laptop and the mics.
We're going to be there.
And we did say that we wanted
And
to
we
for
did-
one
we
for
did-
one of the
location.
decade
For one of the
episodes
episodes.
to do I call decade episodes
yeah.
the number 0
We could do that episode
Can we just-
in Salem.
Can we
That
just
is
like
very
post
cool.
up
idea.
outside of like the witch's house and just like set up a table? Would people
Yeah.
get upset at that or
John White
just why?
is
Just
dead.
Peace out, guys.
All right, peace.
Later.